in terms of like maybe Thompson or something. Like I could see him trying to see if that still works. I know it's been nerfed very heavily, but more likely it would just be a flex between the 3, the 4, and the 5.
You're dead.
Thank you, Avo.
Good. Yeah, that's going to be a classic through this one. I have a feeling that there's one particular team that is doing a lot of the voice chat lines.
You know, Aster we're getting in there too.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's not just them. Ah, they went for the Weaver. So there we go.
Like you were talking about.
Yeah. No, like Brian the Banana Slamma promo code JAMA was talking about.
Oh,
all right,
you
my
don't wanna take
muse.
that? Okay.
Yes, yes, he's teaching me everything.
So the thing that's a little bit weird to me.
10 seconds remaining.
As in, like, because you want the 4-week reflex.
I would like the 4-week flex because this to me feels probably 1 week. It's a good hero. It's stomping the bug, and that's the Avatos, blow him up.
It's true. Could be just a laning thing too, where they put like an IO more like a 5-ish thing, and the Weaver they kind of like share a little bit of the farm. They could still be the support duo theoretically. Maybe there's some sort of a core offlane Weaver here that they could go for too.
Dire team ban.
All is possible in this world, and they go for the AA here right away. So lots of individual burst, and of course a different sort of counter to the IO. Some heroes like to go for a play where you're attempting to get the IO +1 in some sort of a trap or a double stun. AA is just more like, I'm just gonna ignore you IO and try and negate a lot of the benefits that you're giving to this.
Because, well, we think about it often as being or something. Kind of
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Stun.
Yeah, that's only the up close and personal assassination plays. You love having the global plays too.
Yeah.
Radiant team.
Had a good amount of times in 7.
Dire team ban.
no wolf bite tiny. Yeah, that's been kind of everywhere, huh?
It really has.
Yeah, we got one game, I believe, with the Lycan Ags. I don't think we got the shard though. Wolves, right? I like that one.
I saw it in one of the mains.
Yes, yeah, I've seen it on one of the other streams.
Right, exactly.
That I have seen.
Us casting,
yeah.
You know?
Hey, I haven't just got to follow the wolves around yet and watch how they interact with the creep waves and their priority. It's very interesting how the creeps are just like about to kill the wolf and they're like, oh my god, more creeps, and they just like run away from the wolf as soon as they can.
It's super. Yeah, it's gonna be
10 seconds remaining.
It's classic. That make you think about putting the
5 seconds remaining.
About a second.
No, we just had a no wolf tiny. It looked scary.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to see that again.
Okay, that's fair.
Latu was just chunking away in game number 1 there. Secret versus LGD. And of course, though, he did have some other help, right? There was no Lycan, but there was an Empower from a Magnus. There was a Bloodlust from an Ogre. Probably not going to see a Bloodlust, more than likely with the AA, but Mag's still kicking around right here. And we know that Sumail also plays that hero quite comfortably. In fact, spoiler alert, he was playing it this morning on his Smurf. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, up the crack, playing some.
Dire team pick.
And obviously, since the second one, they had more time beforehand, but if you're first, it feels hard.
There's a reason everyone says, "Oh, first game of the day." Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm talking like you guys who are like back at home, like you're playing in your pubs. Oh, first game of the day. Everyone has that
10
feeling.
seconds
They have that feeling
say
too.
That if you lose.
Yes,
like,
obviously, yeah. And then you win, you're like, "Oh, so good." When really you made, they just made more mistakes than you with first game of the day. So they were also up early.
Look at this. This is a nice little combo together with the IO. Storm jumps on somebody, relocate in, is off the gank. Not bad.
Yeah, the other hero that was a classic with the IO was always the Bane for like a support duo global setup. You can just like Nightmare Fiend's Grip, get 2 heroes, relocate in with someone else.
It does reveal a lot of the draft already for Aster. I feel like I know what's happening. Like, is there any way that this could be a weird at all?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
I think it's definitely possible. I think what's really interesting is that OG didn't remove the gyro. I think they've looked at all this and they've said just like, yeah, I think you guys want us to ban gyro. We're not concerned. Yeah, there you go. If we're just going to go Morph Shaker, go ahead. Go Gyro. You want Gyro to my Morph Shaker? I don't think you do. Watch them Gyro. Gyro and win. Let's go, Aster. Oh, thank God.
You didn't believe it.
Dude, there's no way. You do not Gyro into Morph. Like, it's so bad. It's just better than you,
It's one of those things where you said it so confidently.
Well, I thought it would give them confidence. You know,
okay.
they need it, but
10 seconds
Aster back, their
remaining.
confidence has returned. It's White Album, so that's what they're going for.
5 seconds
Another
remaining.
good setup here now. Master, obviously, another one of those classic combos. But the thing about this that feels sort of interesting, right, is that I'm worried that they're not going to have enough damage. That's sort of my big concern at this. Like, really end up doing enough that quickly? I don't know. Also, does this now mean that we're going to have tiny mid, or is this tiny 4?
Could be tiny or like OG Thompson, right? For the Morphling.
Okay.
OG Thompson, as in, you know, he's the OG of the mid morph.
Right.
You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It gets a little confusing there with.
I got you. So the thing I was actually curious about was this Beastmaster, because I heard some of the team associates discussing Beastmaster earlier today, actually, and the idea of just like the nerfs that the hero's taken.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe still a little surprised that he's not seeing a little bit more play.
5 seconds remaining.
Because like the birds get nerfed a little bit, right? You know, for like the stuns and everything, and like the timings of the talent and everything. But I mean, the aura has been so good like forever. Right, and we have all these attack speed buffs with like the tinies and stuff that you might have thought it came out so far. Thunder Predator, the only team to play it, and they did lose, and that was all.
That doesn't sound.
That's the crazy 10th pick from Aster this game.
Terrible. What are you talking about? Well, okay, sell me on the Ricky. I want to hear it. I just don't like Ricky. So
I'm trying to think of like some like IO combos that got a little bit of spice and sauce, and
the silence is nice against the morph.
Yeah, you got the silence versus the morphling. It looks like it'd be kind of hard for some of these heroes on OG to track it.
Snipe this.
Well, I know there hasn't been a Ricky, so I'm trying to think of heroes that haven't. At least I don't think there has. But I checked yesterday. Could be wrong.
Radiant team ban.
But they do wind up buying. Well, I mean, at this point, you might as well.
Okay.
You're just like, all right, well, I don't know what else you guys might want for a 1.
Sven ban?
There's still Ursa. Oh, yeah, this is Sven.
I don't know.
Oh, they banned the Luna too, because I was kind of thinking that they banned Brewmaster, which I'm also not sure about that one. That was another thing I was trying to figure out. Is like, why are they banning
10
Brew?
seconds remaining.
And I was thinking they probably want some crazy 1 hero that like they just want to make sure is always going into team fights and doesn't get cycloned. Led me down the terrible trail of thinking about Ricky. But like Ursa is kind of another classic, right? So it makes me think like maybe they want like a 10th pick Ursa. That was always a go-to counter. But the lane's like kind of bad, so.
That feels like it's always.
You talking to me?
Get out of here!
As long as we stay
I don't want to
positive,
hear you
we'll win.
anymore. Yeah, listen to him.
Team
Folks.
pick.
So the Pango ban is also going
to. Those bans kind of cover like
everything.
3 players, right? Between like the Brew and the Pango, I could easily see Seb, Notail, or Soxa play either of those 2 heroes. And that's sort of the question that's happening here, right? Because we don't know like what Soxa is playing necessarily. Is Seb just playing Shaker? Is Thompson playing AA, depending on how good it looks at the end? Is Thompson playing Skywrath Mage 4? We don't know. It could be anything. It's probably going to be, at this point, it should be Seb Tiny, Thompson Morphling, and they did want the Ursa, so it's not Ricky. I tried, guys, but it's the more obvious with the Brewmaster ban, and no, okay, it'll be Thompson on the Tiny. It's not Sumail.
Are you sure?
Yes, they've chosen.
Oh, I didn't see,
Are you sure?
I didn't see the sun. I was wondering if Thompson was going to take the sky at the end for Tiny.
No, I don't think it's quite good enough. Like maybe if it was some other like really squishy hero that you just blow up, and then it might have some value, but just go basic here.
IO. We
that's good.
Self. Again, thing that we can mention for anybody that missed this. This is Baboka, but he's also changed his name to Borax now in honor of the late great Jerix.
So you'd think he knows a lot about OG.
So
yeah, probably some good ideas how they like to play some Dota. What I really appreciate is that this Weaver did stay in the 4 because I think that's the correct way to play it versus this Tiny. I think that's like the role you want to be in. I think a core Weaver suffers pretty heavily versus the Tiny, because then there's even more incentive to just blow you up before you have a chance to get off your ulti. And the reason why I was expecting this like Ursa Ricky weird hero is because you kind of know that they're locked into like an IO +1 lane. Like the Gyro is a go-to, the Luna is a good go-to, so OG banned some of the more consistent ones, but historically, your other heroes, that's kind of the pool they've now fallen down into of like Ursa, CK.
Key. You just won't let it go.
He's bad, dude. He's
so
real bad.
But I like the dart. The dart's a very
Yeah, offlane Ricky's legit. One Ricky's not legit.
game number
I just ruined
one.
someone's pub.
You definitely
So someone's like, oh, I'm gonna queue up right now.
at Trent Pack.
You know the worst part is that you also buy Meteor Hammer, but
Yeah.
it works.
It does.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But this game, OG, facing off against, again, a battle for... I think that this is going to be the thing that's really interesting to watch, right? OG came in, game number one, they did a lot of voice lines, like they're doing right now. But the other thing that they did was they looked incredible. Particularly like that first game of the day that I felt like we watched. Aster really didn't. It was a painful day for them, and obviously coming in without their mid player. Now they got him. This is the opportunity. It's like if you have a bad day in groups, I feel like there's almost no better way to like try and turn it back around than just be like, yeah, it's that other guy. You know, he was the problem.
Yeah, it's true. You don't usually have that as a TI team.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one's ever subbed out a player and brought someone else in. Yeah.
Will it happen? Will Aster be able to redeem themselves? The crowd is going wild with anticipation.
For both teams.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to cheer for the two-time TI champions.
30 seconds remaining.
G to maintain it now. The other thing that we saw in that last series that we cast of OG was Seb buying 3 crowns, preemptively calling out his shot.
Yes, of course.
Does it again here. Probably not on this one.
No triple crown build today, I don't think.
Sad.
I don't think he needs Atos Veil on his Earthshake.
Sounds off the races. We will go. Anything that really stands out is interesting. We've got the Ring of Silius or the Skywrath. So it's a good item. I like it.
I remember one of the TIs, everyone thought Bassi was bad, and like the first game, OG bought 4 of them, and then everyone was buying Bassi. Probably TI9, because everyone was just copying them. You know, they were more concerned about their games at TI9 than they were at TI8, obviously.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're starting to pay more attention. Happen again. So, see, in this mid lane, White Album gonna face off against Hobson playing on the Storm Spirit. Well, across all 3 of these lanes, kill potential will be interesting to watch. Obviously, as an Ursa, you can try and put the bully on for Seth. Been doing a good job of it.
Yeah, I think bottom's very interesting because you have to take the Fisher level 1 as the Earthshaker, right? Because you want to block the wave back and get in a good position. And so they know there's not going to be any sort of like a totem, and that he can't be level 2 having the totem and the aftershock. So the trades are going to favor Monet for the first 2 levels, but 1 and 2. Only at 3 is there like something else for Seb where he can like actually totem and stun you. So it's very interesting as to like how much of your regen you want to commit as OG, because this is an IO. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, will he go down though? All the regen coming from Lanham, it's not going to be enough, and has the South going now. So yeah, I mean, I guess the flip side to this is that the wave it doesn't feel great. That can't feel good as Seb.
No, I wouldn't say so. I feel like he might be rigging that one a little bit. Now come back at level 1. We'll make it in time, of course, for the waves. It's not the worst deal, but I mean, he was already getting his mana back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the plus side is that you're able to burn through the South, but yeah, this is what he's definitely somewhat happy with. Get some of those. He can get that damage on, though. This is deadly. Seb has to be careful. Can't afford to go down now. Will manage to make his escape. That was 5 stacks. Wow. He was dead. One more click.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, very happy. Sure that he's going to get that back.
Mid. Bar 15, 12, but Thompson carrying 2 creeps. Right even there with the Storm. Time will get a good chunk of damage down to Dota. Has creeps following him
level 2, man. This is the Danger Weaver. He's dead. And even Sumail also, like, kind of baiting a little bit there, keeping his low, but Borax knows better.
Debate out there that's been missing the memo. Weaver so strong in the support route because of those bugs and just laying down the swarm on top of people, it lowers the armor so quickly. And then, you know, you have a choice of do I get hits or do I kill the bugs on me? And oftentimes the answer is just run away, but it's not quick enough.
Soxa, I see, not super happy with his lanes. Look at this. He's just running at these couriers down bottom. He does. This is, again, we've watched OG several games in a row now, and he does this a lot. He places this deep ward, and he just goes for the courier kills. And that really, really hurts an IO. So the whole point of IO is just buying a bunch of regen and sending it out.
Lane, Thompson almost brought down White Album there. Getting really close. And instead, oh my god, it's just a deny there.
He's just suiciding. Yeah, we're good.
Thompson chasing White Album. Looking for that rune. He has another round of toss. He got him.
There you go.
Hold back though. And White Album gets healed back up by Lana, making the rotation, and now Thompson gonna fall. Wasn't worth it. Oh, but he's getting hit by those little freaking ghoul assassins. They're the worst. Oh, we salved during it.
Oh, salving during ghoul assassins.
Dude, the envenomed weapon.
This guy's still sick.
Yeah. So it reduces the regen so much. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So he's trying like highly over. Wait, what? What's on here?
Well, nonetheless, they're still gonna have the water runes, so that will back up. Out of the early gate, nothing really to write home about. Obviously, the Thompson death, not what we see fans, but still gonna be fine on this tiny. Some hits there with Seb. The jump away. Right clicks down and force it back. Still only level 3 on this Ursa. Seb, after that initial pressure, has been able to have a nice time in the spot lane.
Yeah, part of that from Soxa like running away, right?
Chance, opportunity, power.
Really good timings on these slows from Soxa. It's like finding that perfect moment where it like draws them in deep enough that it's like ruining the lane equilibrium, and then he gets the slow so they don't get the finish on the kill. And then Seb can just retreat back, heal up, and hope for this wave to push back out. Unfortunately, this time not getting it, and Soxa, he actually got that courier. Man,
Radiant's courier
he keeps on sniping them down there, just barely. No.
Oh
no,
my god!
No.
What? Oh,
he got the miss.
Oh, he had that one. Sumail, chased. Did they have enough there? It doesn't look like it. They'll be able to get out of there with Sumail. Obviously, heals back up, has the stick charges when it's down to full ad.
I was thinking, Lanham's got to send out a sentry, right? Like, and he has one, but unfortunately, of course, his courier's dead, and by the time it comes out, the ward's going to be dead. So if he sentries this blank hill, I'm just going to be dead.
Yeah. Good.
Nice silence.
Lots of damage, amped up. He's sitting down on the Seb. Another round. Dude, he's playing this so safe. White Album, Monet, he's alive on nothing. 30 HP. The chase down comes. That is a 6-0 start for Aster.
Oh man. Puck players and Storm players, if you get too close to the tower, they are just so hungry for that rotation. Storm usually is like lacking on the mana. It's a bit easier for the puck players, but finding an opportunity like that is so good for a Storm this early in the game.
Had Sakuchi, but Sumail playing very close with his HP. So in spite of the 6-kill lead, Aster ahead of OG in that regard, they're still doing quite well in terms of net worth field. No-Tail gives a little tip after getting the D ward. There's some great voice line chat going on. Aster, they're not backing down from it.
Don't get too distracted now. And make sure you're still playing some Dota when you're playing the mental warfare here. Soxa going for another good ward here. He's not trying to like hide them in crazy places, just, you know, a pillar ward. Might have been spotted because of that ward there from Aster, and now he wants to go for a kill.
That one real life.
Yeah, I mean, he has the wards. So he knows he's lurking in that area somewhere. He might not be sure if he's rotated out, and Borax is going to go have a look. Oh, well, there he is on the ward anyway, so now they're well aware.
So good from Aster. I mean, this is an entirely different team that we saw yesterday. Like,
stupendous!
I don't remember who it was that we were watching, but they didn't even look like it was on the pedigree. This time around, net worths or even, it feels like they're making some good rotations.
Middle tower may need a hand.
G, come up with some answers. No, not the end of the world. Where I think a lot of people were expecting this to go. It's actually going to be
Yeah, a lot of that will just be continuing to keep the snowball moving for their Ursa, right? Top of the net worth, has the IO in play this game, so that usually means that we're going to be playing around the first Roach and then relocate ganks. And speaking of ganks,
Tries to do it. Thompson looking for the toss back. Can he find it? Not quite quick enough. That was a 4-hero rotation bottom, trying to find a kill. He'll be able to get it. Sumail now. Taking out himself from XXS.
just free damage, right? Absolutely worked into right there.
Silence. Oh, they baited out the avalanche. Thought he was going to zip in. Nicely played by White Album to recognize the day. Meanwhile, up top, continuing to go in on Sumail. They've got him fully boxed in. Has the bugs on him. Relocate afterwards. The net, they caught him. Oh, nicely played. The bug stays no matter where you go, and Sumail, he's going to fall. Dude, that Helm of the Dominator creep, that was some good stuff. But in the meantime, Thompson going to be able to claim this tier 1 tower mid. So, nothing free. Playing against OG.
Yeah, but at least, you know, they will indeed get that top tower and perhaps could make a rotation through the jungle, right? Like, this is now XXS's home. Seb will also get it with the TP. Beastmasters, they like to play in a very specific area. You know, we've been showing some heat maps today. I'm sure in like 10 minutes, the Beastmaster heat map is going to be basically just top, right? Unless they want to get like really active in defenses on that bottom and mid lane. Speaking of where Thompson's playing, he always takes these deep curves. It means that he's late for ganks sometimes, but this is why he gets solo kills sometimes, you know? He doesn't do like the straight beeline.
As long as we stay positive.
And now he's in a strange spot because of this.
Well, that's what's funny about this. I mean, they might be able to make something happen. They hit onto Thompson, realize he's there. Now get the vision.
Look at this guy.
Well played.
The angles, man.
That was very well done.
He's just way out there on the curve. They don't see it coming. It's costly because if he doesn't get that kill, he's not farming during that time period. And this is partially why we've seen him falling further down the net worth chart than we're used to for Thompson. But they're allocating way more of their farm towards like Sumail in these games, but not so much this game because you know, connects on that with some help on that gank and mostly just been hitting creeps in this one.
Tower has a nasty situation. Dire's top tower isn't
I
well
think
at
that
the moment.
if we're sort of thinking about sort of the macro way that this game is going to play out, talk about the Beastmaster staying up top. Is there sort of a similar hero that you see from OG? Because like Seb, I feel like kind of just wants to farm to get his items, but
yeah, that's the problem with Shaker, right? Is that if your lane doesn't go so well. I mean, his was like okay, just like an average lane.
Yeah.
Shaker still has that issue of like I'm gonna be down here for the next like 6 minutes. Right. The best thing you can do to help your Earth Shaker is take towers, right? Because it gives him more space to farm, and it gives him some gold.
Bottom tower is
already
under
taking
attack.
mid, definitely highlight, and the rest of OG going to group together now to take this bottom tier tower. Well, there is a catapult mid
Radiant's bottom
for
tower
Aster.
has uninvited
Looks like
guests.
they are going to try and
Dire's
pressure
top
this
tower
one
is
with
under
that.
attack.
Question is, will there be a rotation from OG?
Radiant's
There's
bottom
already
tower
nice
has
glass
a
flowing out.
nasty
Yeah,
situation.
mass rotations head over this way. 4X recognizing the back out.
Gallant
Thompson.
Radiant have fortified their structures.
Stick around a little bit too long. We got White Album in the area too. He's on in, finds him there, pull back, a couple right clicks, goes through. And that dude, he's done. Eventually. Wait, mid. Oh, quick blow up there. Borax got caught. It happens in a second. That's all it takes.
I mean, that's a dangerous support too. Very reminiscent of how LGD were playing before. With what was theirs? Sky Clock? Yeah, so harder for the stuns, sure, but equally as deadly in terms of damage. And like we said, XSS occupying some territory up here. Annex control over the dire jungle, turning into Aster's turf. But likewise, you know, maybe we'll see OG make a rotation that bottom lane, but if they do, there's a lot of Aster heroes there right now. They feel confident enough to perhaps go towards the dire triangle.
You know, I want to see really how this game plays out over the next couple of minutes too, because these types of moves that you're talking about, heading into this triangle, if they go for it, or just, you know, the getting the Helm of the Overlord on the line for that Beastmaster, this is what I expected to be the tempo of this TI, of like pressing down towers, constantly pushing.
Radiant's
And
bottom tower
we haven't
has
really seen it yet, but this is the
uninvited
game where they need to do it.
It's really interesting how Aster just played that though. They TP'd into the bottom jungle, right? And they were all together. I thought they were going to smoke. So like 4 heroes there, but in reality they were just helping to cover the runes. They sent an illusion top to look. They went bottom with the storm. He gets the arcane rune. And, you know, storm players, they're very keen on runes. It's like how you play this hero, right? Because you essentially need the power runes to try and accelerate yourself to that first item, because all you have is movement and like a puny little stun. Then you got like a ton of damage. But you need that extra mana from the rune, and of course you also just need that little bit of oomph to your team fight.
It's going to be another smoke up now coming. Topson, Soxa going to the top. They're going to run into 3 heroes, as it looks like. To the side, a jump in, White Album there, and the relocate afterwards. They get the stun. Avatos, is it enough? No! Storm able to back out of that one, stay alive, and well, they're going to not quite manage to catch onto the Sky. But still, a big kill onto Topson.
Yeah, and Borax, he can help split and share the Skywrath Mage ulti, and then he can just ulti after himself, the time lapse. Yeah, it's like he medic'd up his buddy, and then he just goes back to full HP.
And this is gonna... Yeah. Big plays here for Aster.
All right, but it's Seb's time, right? He has the blink, okay? Prepared. Question is, do they feel confident to do something about it? And well, they're gonna play either way. It's actually interesting. They smoke up No-Tail and Soxa, and they split. Soxa goes bottom, No-Tail goes top. So No-Tail is like kind of like fake covering over his Earthshaker, right? While smoked up, so he can dodge the vision from the Beastmaster. So the Beastmaster they know that he's gonna see the Shaker, but No-Tail will be hidden. And that's what they're doing with the Sky now too. They're essentially trying to bait Aster in using the advanced vision of the Beastmaster. Very clever.
Dyer's
Will
top
it work,
tower
though?
was
Radiant's
bottom tower.
Not sure.
Well, they're just sitting under the Hawk smoked,
Yeah.
letting them know it's there.
Yeah.
And now you leave without killing the Hawk, so and debate them. Like they feel safe right now on Aster. Will they actually get punished is the question.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
I think that OG is realizing that even with the sort of vision advantage that they had in that instance, if they're together, it's so hard to fight into this Aster lineup.
I mean, it's just so smart not to kill that bird, though. Like,
True.
honestly.
Yeah.
So many people just kill that bird, and then that ward's just gone. There's no value there.
Well, they do almost have this Helm of the Overlord now, and a 3,000 gold lead for Aster. I don't know, this, like, the combination of what Aster has at this point in time, and like OG, they went for a Dragonlance on Sumail.
It's almost there, sir.
Yeah, like, I really feel like...
Is this one of those games where the Helm of the Overlord comes out and the creep never dies and Aster wins?
I think that's what's maybe going to happen here.
It feels like one of those games.
Pops it, jumps in. This is the perfect play if they can get it in time, but the relocate coming in. They find Seb, tries to blow him up. Oh, but the blow up! Monet ends up falling. Seb takes him down in the relocate. Is he going to come back in time? Lenev gets pulled away, and now Monet, he's a sad bear all alone. Run away, Panda, you got nowhere to go. The avalanche, the toss, the control, it was supposed to be so good.
You know that cosmetic on the bear with the little one on the back? You know his name's Little Dipper?
Oh.
You know who the Little Dipper was there?
Who's
that was Lana. He dipped out.
Yeah, he did.
See ya!
Oh man, that was rough. Because again, it was all coalescing together. And like, you've got freaking Sumail at this point who's gone like Falcon Blade Dragonlance. He's now getting towards that Aghanim Scepter, but think about how strong that timing would have been with Aegis from Aster. And OG, they just take perfect, they take advantage of just a mistake and punish very, very well.
Oh, that's a good reveal for the Blink Dagger, that's for sure.
Oh,
good
yeah.
first fight for Seth. And now moving towards Aghanim Scepter. OG certainly getting one good fight. And what do they need here? More set plays, more support smoke ups. Always going to be good. Assuming that Aster are probably just going to try and start grouping up a little bit with said Helm of the Overlord.
So the big question I have, when this Aghanim Scepter comes out from Sumail, that we know it's on its way. Actually, no, went for the Manta instead.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's an Orchid on the Storm, so.
Yeah, he has to do this.
Yeah, doesn't have a defensive support really. Would have to count on just like Fishers, and then the Fishers end up being too defensive, and you don't have them for the turn. Fight that is.
I mean, maybe the Skywrath Mage makes up for it. Like, I always think about, like, Or Shaker just being a crazy, strong, impossible thing to deal with.
Oh, it'll come later.
Right.
We'll get there.
Good jump away. Looking at Hotel now, not finding him. Dukes jives, gets away. And No Tail's like, guys.
No Tail wants to fight. They have creep vision.
Okay. Ice Blast. Ooh. Called his mark there with the "you're dead," but he couldn't quite get it in time.
The ancient Granite Golem finally found himself an ancient creep. They kept killing them all. The XSS couldn't get one. Now he is equipped. We're setting him in.
You miss me.
Up there. Good jump from Aster, and with the big
你这么
creep,
菜，你的队友不会生气
now
吧？
able to move in and take over the outpost again. There's definitely some potential here.
Dire's middle
Deathball Dota.
end of business.
White Album takes the lead, backs away.
There you go.
They catch, they kill. You know what happens when you get Sumail Storm Spirit? It's dangerous. Version.
Quite as scary.
No, well, you know. 10-6. Still just that 2,000 separating the two rosters. And Aster kind of stalling out.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Last few minutes waiting for that
uninvited
BKB on
guests.
Monet.
Yeah, it gets a little awkward too once you've like taken some of the towers because like it feels like moving to the area isn't as valuable. But you're shutting down the farm of OG. Sure, you're not gaining as much, but you know, compare to your enemy, comparatively, you're doing better. You're gaining more. They're not getting as much. You're losing a hero. Oh, that hood.
Yeah.
Jeez, I am really surprised that saved him.
Double again, another
Like
instance.
just enough.
Like all this vision that's down from OG. Tip there.
That's kind of a crazy hood buy.
Yeah.
Over a mech? That's some big brain stuff there from Lana.
So much magical damage. Thompson. Tosses back. XXS gets hit. Chase down now. They have the defusal blade. Thompson trying to TP out. Is it going to be in time? No. Aster find themselves kill. Hold.
That was a bolt.
Yeah.
Thompson's really believing in the,
I
the
mean,
armor, I guess, you know?
There's nowhere else to go, but yeah, it's a rough one. So yeah, I'm still wondering when this Ags comes out. Like, I really feel like Aster need to hit this timing when this escape comes out on the Ursa. They want to try and shut this one down. Like, if he gets that Aghanims, how dangerous of a timing is that for OG?
On the Ursa, like, eventually?
No, on the Morphling.
Oh, sorry, I was a little confused. Yeah, sorry. I mean, yeah, that's like their big timing, I would say. Like, that's pretty much all they're playing for at this point on OG is the Aghanims. They're just like stalling out. I was just gonna say that the thing that's most surprising to me right now is that the least active hero has actually been Borax. Right, like he's 1-1 and 2. As you know, he kind of showed up for like a little bit of the map movements and stuff, but a lot of his game has been spent just like down here pushing out this dead lane and you know, trying to limit the amount of kills that OG can get. Very interesting though, and does have the Spirit Vessel, and also took the Tome there too, and is considering that Aghanims as well because we have the AA, we have the Sky. You know, that Ags is a ton of burst damage. You can catch someone after the initial burst and like, you know, halfway through the big combos between the Tiny and the Sky. That's completely fight and game winning.
Hey! There's a little pushing on her. That's all what's going on, but the jump to Thompson's not going to connect. Now looking for Seth. Now looking for No Tail. Now looking for a way out, and he is gone. White Album overextending, but now the turn they take down Seb. Lena living on absolutely nothing. That pipe keeping him alive. XXS trying to back away. Avatar yet again. Wait for him through. In some trouble. And they got him caught for the kill. And well, the bugs, it's going to be enough for the right click down. Hotel appreciating what Sumail is doing here in this game.
You talking to me?
That's pretty good.
菜，你的队友不会生气吧，哥哥？
It's a love-hate relationship.
Oh, man.
That is that's a Storm Spirit play right there. Going in like that, like when you don't have well, here's the thing, he actually does have good vision forward right now, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Radiant's
issue.
middle tower is under attack.
And again, is one of those instances where, like, you know, we talk about Rubik all the time, but
Yeah,
Sumail there
yeah.
switching into the Weaver. and getting the bugs on it. It's
tower may need a
devastating.
It's
hand.
probably his best copy this game, right? Yeah, I think it probably is. Shikuchi and having the minus armor. It's a pretty tough one to beat.
Obviously, once the Aghanim Scepter comes out, there's going to be the transformation in this Seb that they can work with.
Yeah. Later, that one's obviously very, very good. But until there's an Aghanims,
Yeah.
we're only working on enemies. But yeah, so those sort of jump-ins should not happen when you have a Weaver in a position. I would consider that to be a pretty big problem. I think that he might feel some pressure and maybe a little bit of safety doing it because they have these potential for relocates, either relocating himself out theoretically, but more than likely getting some additional coverage by relocating the Ursa in. But he was completely out of mana when he done that. Now, at that state of the game.
Quick jump. May finds no tail. Ebb has an Echo. 15 seconds. Minted the Aghanim Scepter, so Mail does eventually get that item. This is really start turning, and he has it. He's got it. All right.
This is the timing. We're there.
God, I feel like
And he has Essence Ring 2 on the Shaker. That makes this so much better. Because the main problem is that sometimes the Shaker has trouble keeping up with the Morphling, and if he tries to play too close to the Morphling, then the Shaker dies. But Essence Ring, being a core, having the Strength Treads, he has like 2,600 HP right now.
incredibly
Sorry,
hard to kill.
2,700. My bad.
And I think like this is the big thing is I felt like Aster needed to get more done, but this combo, this timing that comes out with a Morph Shaker, it feels so impossible to fight against. We'll see if Aster can do it. They've been playing well so far. Make sure they execute. Possibly take out Seb first or find a way to blow up. Himself open to it, but DD Rune spawns bottom. Oh man.
We saw that timing that Thompson had those items too, and like where he started gold-wise, and look where he is now. Like they clearly have a very good definition of how they want to play Dota. We discussed this the last time with the OG, but like Thompson has lost a ton of priority in terms of farm. They're giving way more to Sumail and Seb out of his pocket without really impacting the supports too much. Except no tail this game. So go dig up some bounties if you want some gold. I don't know. Get your trusty shovel out. Can I get a hit? No tail. Oh, let's go. Oh, you got the gold.
Nailed it.
Perfect. That's a good sign. You're gonna win the next team fight whenever you dig up a bounty.
Got it. Wait. Still sitting pretty. Punch from Roche for no reason. That's fine. But have an opportunity to take this fight if they want with the D. Ursa, BKB done. Talking about.
Oh, hell, too.
Oh yeah.
I love how they just go and punch Roach and bring him out.
Nasty situation.
I feel like they can kind of just go in and do this. And like, what do you do if you're Aster at this point? They're gonna send them the Hawk. They're gonna see this. White Album is on the other side of the map and
Seb.
still not showing up.
That was a little crazy. He's teasing them.
Toss back. Success. It's some trouble now. The turn on to Thompson. Trying to jump, trying to go for the kill, but it's not enough. Now White Album jumps in, trying to control, see if they can kill him off. They have the fireball down, everything for Seb, and he will eventually fall. And now, Monet, he killed Sumail.
They made some mistakes.
Dead for 60 seconds, so buyback.
He got organized. That zip through was perfectly timed by White Album. And you do not want to fight this right now as Aster. They need to back up a little bit, recuperate, get everything back because a lot of the tools from OG are gone, and most importantly, the Morphling is too. So just, don't fight them in the pit.
40 seconds.
Use your
Sumail.
heroes. Find the vision.
That's all they need. Suddenly a 5,000 gold win.
Why?
He jumps in and gets caught and gets killed. He has buyback. Time lapse is back in for the fight. Used a good jump on it, but now if you start losing here, this is where things start to look bad. The roar comes out, able to connect. Forex runs in, no buyback for him. White Album tries to take down Seb and will get that finish. So this opens up Roche.
Forex is a genius. He wanted to die there for the buyback time lapse in. I mean, it works out because they get the kill on Seb after.
Yeah.
But that was absolutely terrifying. A little bit risky. They'll take it.
Relocate now. They find Thompson, able to catch him. And they find themselves another kill. Monet laughing away at this one. And again, like, think about how much of a difference it makes. Like that Orchid timing, like you were talking about, White Album coming in after having to play, you know, got freaking sick and now is back on the field. That's what you want to see. 8,000 gold lead from Aster.
And you gotta imagine the difference between like, I can't play today and I can play today is, it's not that huge. I feel like he's probably, you know, not at 100% quite yet. You know, I mean, like obviously he wants to play so badly that I'm sure he was probably just like quite literally not allowed to play yesterday or something.
Right.
Like doctor's orders to like now be in here before being this well is just ridiculous. The dedication.
7,000 gold lead and the vision game where it feels like OG need to be incredibly careful here. Right? These Hawks, it's a death sentence if they find you. Correct spots. All right, some more illusions. A lot of damage. Oh, that's, oh my God, he has the time lapse. Run away, Porex. That's for somebody else to try and battle. But this is the combo still. OG, they flubbed it last time, but this is what you're looking for. This is what they built the draft around.
The ice climbers are here. And then Popo.
Jump. Finds him. They ran through it. Now it's in trouble. White Album just jumps in and finds for the kill.
Radiant's middle tower is not.
Seb is just like, he doesn't have the Manta, you know? Sumail's like, I cannot play Dota without a Manta or a Dispel. And Seb's like, I have to go blink eggs. It's my only choice for the team. And it is hurting him greatly. It's not letting Sumail play.
Yeah.
Right? They're not utilizing this combo at all. They're just breaking it up.
Now, you've got this incredibly strong push.
You know, that's also how you beat Iceberg. Anyway, sorry, continue.
The other thing that I'll mention is, like, you know, Monet has been a pretty standout player in this game, playing on this Ursa. You think back to, like, you know, TI7 time when he was playing with LFY, he was this hot new up-and-coming player and, you know, kind of got eclipsed by a lot of the young superstars out of China, and now finally getting the chance to really show his stuff after a full year and a bit hiatus. This is the player that we're all hoping he could eventually be, and looking pretty good here in this game number 1.
Invis here as well. Turn down, knows he's safe.
And we're gonna come after my buddy. Monet's coming for you. Right clicks come through, and they take down Thompson.
That is not worth. Yeah. And that already looks scary because it's like an Ursa with her mages, so like
they're still going. Oh, they jump into Seb. He found him. And Seb didn't get a chance. Waveform through. White Album pulls back onto Seb. They need to kill him. They need to bring him down. Land out. They try and jump away, and they will finish him off. Sumail still has some duration left on this one. And they find the bash. Monet, godlike. A haste rune spawns in the river to try and chase down for Sumail.
They have the vision too.
Has to run.
They know where he's going.
Oh, it's deadly. A very timely haste rune, and Sumail just hoping to get out of dodge. And they will finally manage to escape, it looks like.
Oh, well, you say that. White Album's nearby.
Oh, God. Is he going to find him?
Manta, so no, he's good. He's good. He's out of there. A little bit scary there, but, you know, Seb, he goes in, he gets that big Echo Slam, but there was still White Album.
Yeah.
He just gets orchided after. That's the end. The real issue is that he's dying so often that he can't progress on his itemization, so he picks up a Ghost Scepter, but that doesn't really solve the problem. I feel like he would have preferred, like, you know, maybe a Lotus, maybe that Lincoln's that he's got queued up. He got stuck at like the little tiny in-between item to see if he can survive a bit longer.
That's what you need to do at this point, but it's just, it's really hard. I don't know, I guess that they still need him for that initiation, but I would love the idea of just like him hiding back and Elaine Sumail be the one that goes in. Kind of has to be the one to go, yes.
And one of the scariest things to have to do in Dota is to buy a gem in this situation. No Tail buys one. They're down 10k right now, but it's been a little bit brutal from the Hawks and everything. So they have to try and get some control back over their own territory and ensure that that zip and that potential for White Album, they need to bring back to like bad zip Storm Spear. Not these good zips using the vision and getting those perfect silences off. And here comes one of those Hawks. It's actually, that's pretty cool that it just dies right to the Ice Vortex, right, with the shard.
Oh, yeah.
On No Tail. That's a really good tool versus Beastmaster.
Well, and again, the big thing that they've been doing constantly, trying to sort of ignore Monet while Sages is on. Now, the Aegis down, there's an opportunity here. That being said, Monet does have the Abyssal Blade done. He's got BKB. This Ursa is very hard to deal with. 4,000 gold ahead of the Morph. I think the Abyssal Blade is the biggest one. They also almost have the Agnum Scepter now on the...
Yeah, if he gets Abyssal, is there anything? Probably, yeah, there's a 4-staff on Soxstar. Maybe, yeah, a potential future one for No Tail too. I like that decision. I think he has to go for it.
Fire that.
That is definitely the way to go, yeah. Wants a Scotty though, Morphling matchup, that's also fair.
Yeah, that's a good point. Monet. Rocking the Orbic Corrosion. Aster that are trying to go for the suffocation play, take away their farm, take down objectives. Most importantly for Aster, try and secure that next Roche when it comes up. Still a minute and a half away. This does give some time for OG to pressure out on the map. This tier 2 tower down bottom. Take
Dire's middle tower
and the
is in
Twitch chat goes wild for Aster.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Everyone please. They're showing up here. Okay, a few cheers for OG as well. Now, this is our little battle back and forth you see here, but at the top you can see it's much larger for Aster, so. Got more Aster fans here, clearly.
Okay. Differential.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
Storyline, I think, of this game so far has really been just the failure to execute on this Morph Shaker combo, and Aster really being to play around the strength of Monet and White Album, hitting some very clutch interrupts.
I would envision this as like OG kind of look like a bunch of little kids trying to get a ball into a hoop, and White Album's just like jumping up and slamming them down. Like he's like 7 feet tall, just like smacking big blocks on kids. These huge Orchid plays. Yeah.
Hobson. Get some bugs on him. Oh, they know. Jump in. Over to the side. Oh, they found him. Seb's dead again. Now the chase. Thompson in some trouble. Fusel there. They're going to buy back now on Seb, and that signals Aster. Walk away. Oh, gee, they want to chase. They want something here. I don't think they're going to get it.
Get Orchided over and over and over again. You think, all right, I'll get myself a Ghost Scepter. Abyssal, dead. It's like, all right, well, there's no winning here, clearly.
What are you gonna do?
I love how he's the Abyssal right into the silence too.
Radiant's top tower
find
needs
ourselves a new neutral item here.
Oh yeah, the Mindbreaker. Yeah, that's devastating. Nowhere to go. But buyback's certainly gonna hurt.
Attack.
I don't know, can Thompson be the one that goes in first? I guess that fight was different because like things got a little bit weird right at the start. They were revealed on a Hawk. And they just like, as soon as they saw Seb, they're like, we can go.
As long as we stay positive.
Yeah, I don't know. Thompson needs a bit more. He wants this Silver Edge.
Yeah.
He just needs like something else for a little bit more damage. But one of the issues with his game is that he doesn't have the accelerator at all. You know, he has the magic acceleration, or at least amplification. Thanks to the help of Ancient Seal from the Skywrath Mage. But he doesn't have Empower, doesn't have a Bloodlust. This is not the same Tiny that we've been seeing in a lot of our matches. There's no Lycan for the Wolf Bite.
And as they've sort of crossed that threshold of damage, Thompson's not able to get that immediate elimination. And even when he did, we think about that fight where, you know, took out Lenham right at the start. When they just turned around, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to kill you then. Nothing left in the tank.
They have a double 4-staff now, though, so harder to get these kills, be it Orchid or Abyssal. Maybe the two supports can help out and save Seb, and he might be able to get like the re-goose play back into the engagement, try and turn things. What we need then at that point for the stack of the team fighting the spells is we need the Agnum Scepter on the Weaver. Yes. Again, another thing that can really break up the flow of a team fight to a large surprise.
But are they going to be able to get this one in time? There's vision around this area, and...
Rochi? Not have
I mean, I guess not. There's... Oh god, he got backed by Roche. They go at the same time on Seb. When they tries to get a Ghost Scepter out, White Album focusing onto one. Looks like they will eventually kill Soxa here. Most likely White Album. Avatar's down low. And on top of that freaking storm. Soxa down low and will die to the core. They still can't get it. So they have to buy back. They lose No Till, but they will kill White Album. Oh, much needed. Now it's some trouble. XSS gets Turtle, gets exploded. Sumail, BKB out, now turning on the Lanham, taking him down as well. Monet, Angry Bear, Bundy in rage, does it up. He's going against them all on his own. And now the rest of the team buys back, gets in the fight, takes down Sumail the boot.
Yo, let's go.
Monet is the legend, and Borax makes the plays.
He just followed Seb that whole fight. Like, Seb had gone on, as you noticed at the very beginning, and he tried to loop back around up to his own side of the jungle, and Borax just got a bug on him in the Roche pit. Again, thanks to that one Hawk, which spotted so much around Roche, and then he just got stopped by Borax, and he couldn't play, right? Like, what are you going to do as an Earthshake when this happens? So that initial Hawk, as you can see, not spotted, right?
Yeah.
That's what gives them the jump off the bash. Up top, you see them hop onto Seb. And then our first victim here, man, I tell you, invisibility has really been the invincibility today in a lot of our games. But Sumail not able to land that combo, obviously, just a little bit too late. Kind of shows the nerfs that have happened to this build, right, over time.
It's true.
It's not quite as devastating as it was. As you can see, there's actually pings from Seb. He's pinging his own hero during that, just like, guys, please, help. I can't do anything right now. This Weaver's just on me.
Yeah. Needed that help, and there was nowhere. I mean, the fight is spread out too far by that point. Now, Tier 3 tower going to get taken down. Aster, after an incredibly disappointing day number 1, are coming in and trying to take down OG, the 2-time TI champions. And they're looking to secure this. OG need to come up with some answers. They've still got Aegis, G's on the IO, Refresher on the Weaver. It's going to be at least 2 sets of racks, it looks like, or at least the Tier 3 tower. No, okay, they're backing. OG, can they punish? Can they chase?
They can with that Seb. Okay. I think they'll be happy to go back and get up their neutral items here. Tier 4 available. 38.5 minutes after that big fight. They had more important things to do than farm the jungle. So now they go back and collect these items. We'll get a couple better items here for some of these heroes. I'm looking for Monet specifically. I feel like he doesn't really need the Mindbreaker anymore. That's good. Best item. To Edge, that could be kind of hype. Oh, I willed it to be. My God.
Mr. Cloak coming out as well. OG in the meantime. Again, if they can find that big fight, this is the combo. God, look at that damage differential.
Yeah, and now he has a Penta and just passed it up to him. Oh, neutral items. Amazing.
All OG need is that one fight, though. This
Hawk.
is a lineup that can do it, but will it happen?
Now, they still have the gem, but mind you, the AoE's not that low. And it's still on No Tail, which is pretty scary.
He gets found at all. That yeah, fights just feel really tough. Like, they really don't have an answer for Monet. This Ursa pick was been absolutely superb. Now they're trying to herd OG around the map. No Tail can get hit with the bugs, can maybe hide away. Oh! X-Mark spot again. Borax goes down. That's the play that they needed. They lose Soxa for it, though. But can they still take this fight without him? Jumps in, Monet catches onto No Tail. That's Gem on the ground, looking for more. Anybody else looking? Jump in. Well, Abyssal Blade turns down to Sumail. Abyssal's one, tries to kill the other, and Sumail falls. Triple kill for Monet. This is the slowest beatdown that we've seen in a while. Doesn't quite manage to find that bash.
Oh my God, it was the tether stun. I could not figure out what happened to Sumail. I was like, what just interrupted all that? But the shard, it's so sneaky the way it operates in this specific scenario, because like the way that they're trying to jump in there with Sumail and Seb, right? They're essentially doomed to be in that tether. Right? And it's like breaking up. It's such a like finesse combo. You're trying to get like that perfect wobble situation where they're just like stun. Like they can't do it. Look at this. Look, that comes in and it's just like, oh, now you get stunned out.
Yeah. I mean, look at for everybody that's been around for a while. Normally we talk about like if you haven't been in Dota for a while, but people might remember this from back in the day. This is the new answer to Morph Shaker. Just get an IO, get a shard.
Just get tether stun apparently.
They end up stunning themselves.
They do the work for you. That's great.
Oh man, what a flub. That one hurts.
He's not on top of things.
41 minutes in, and Aster with the sneaky pickup. Lena, this guy's been around forever. He knew what he needed to get. That's amazing.
There's nothing better than the shards that don't give you another button, but are really good. You know? I don't have anything else to worry about right now. Just gonna do my normal stuff.
God, what a play.
Oh, timeless relic. Nice.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, I don't even know who's gonna want that.
Good for Io. Oh, and now Aster, 96% win probability, according to Dota 2, but things looking quite good for them. With H still in hand for, well, actually about to be reclaimed. You gonna try and hit this timing? Know it. Oh, the BKB though, but the Ghost Scepter. Reaction. Ready for a secondary stun. Jump in afterwards. Thompson, Abba, toss. A-Blast comes in though, and there's the echo, but he got stunned again! Monet tries to turn, hoping to do something at all here. They've already lost the storm. This fight looking okay for OG at the moment.
Sox is still alive somehow.
Chasing waveform. Success gets caught. Gets chased, still invis, but they get the vision, and eventually they're gonna find the beatdown as they take down 3. This was the fight OG were waiting for.
Io, Storm, and Beastman. Still a giant lead, of course, for Aster. You know, you can't get too far ahead of yourselves, but it proves that there is a chance now for OG. They have an opportunity. And you know that's the case whenever there's Morph Shaker. I believe Thompson's fine here.
We will see. He's thinking about going. I mean, he knew. So
he did not know.
He didn't know about Monet, but he didn't know.
Yeah.
Know about, at least the chase down.
He thought Sumail could come in and evade his death. Now Sumail, he's the pressure. He wants to try and turn this. The overpower on Morph. Seb's coming too.
Here, Vessel already.
Now he can copy the Shaker.
Has to be careful. Morax in trouble, and Morax
dropping.
One by one. They're getting a little bit too big for the bridges here on the Aster lineup.
Now they still have a 2 set of racks lead, so that's pretty good, right? You had 2 lanes, always gonna be pushing a little bit in your favor on the side of the Aster, so like these wipes don't hurt quite as much as when you have this big lead without a racks. But it's all just little stepping stones, right? They're going up the stairs, they're trying to fall back down any stairs throughout the rest of this journey, but it's a steady ascension back to an even game, because the issue is that OG are still in the basement. They gotta find themselves the level ground, which in Europe is 0, and I find that confusing. But it actually makes more sense.
That's true.
When you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe the rest of the world can just do that too.
That sounds great.
Probably, and you know what? I say Europe, it's probably North America, but we think we're the center of the universe, not
so
just
good.
the world, so.
They're unraveling. You found the moment. And you know who else have found the moment? OG here.
And there's the segue.
They have done, I mean, again, this is like the comeback team, right? The lineup that's done it time and again. Right now, they're putting the game, it feels like in Sumail's hands. That's sort of been the point of, feels like their entire group stage. And whatever they can.
Wow, they're trying to give Seb level 25 here.
Player comparison for the moment. He has definitely been given the higher priority, but I will say that I feel like White Album has had a couple more of those more standout moments.
Oh yeah, 100%. Sumail is, he's slowly getting there. Every item makes it just so much easier for Sumail, right? Because you know it's a struggle with like everything they're playing versus, and Seb's having some itemization issues because he obviously like has a harder time farming compared to the Morphling. He's still struggling to progress past his items. He at least has that Lincoln's now. But Sumail can pick and choose a little bit easier into ways to catch back in, and wow, that is a very late Roche spawn. That is really good news for OG. And the OG fans. That's where you guys need to like make the crowd thing happen.
Cheers.
Because you got a late Roche spawn. I don't know how it works. I haven't looked yet, but I'm sure you guys will figure it out.
Series of events. I will say too now, you've got the Satanic done for the Morphling. You've got a way to dispel there. Multiple ways to dispel. This could be scary. Jump in. Done. No 4th staff reaction. He can't get there in time. Monet pops the BKB. Turns on to Thompson. He's blown up.
Instant buyback.
They know that they need to be here. But again, it's a long Roche spawn.
Wow, I can't believe those OG fans are dying when they just lost 2 heroes. That's so weird. Like, why are they cheering like crazy? These are really sadistic fans.
Dude, you baited it so hard right there. Oh, man. Well, 18,000 gold. More importantly, the buyback status that we're sitting at right now. Got 4 ready for Radiant. Only no tail available with the buyback. Get closer and closer to this Roche fight. So much.
like who goes in first right now? For OG. Like, how do you figure out what's happening over here? You know, this is not an easy situation. They're blind. If you go to their, they don't see anything.
Yeah.
You go to the vision on Aster, they see everything. They see like the entirety of the middle of this map.
Thompson, he gets jumped on right at the start. The BKBs come out and the beatdown commences.
They're just fishing a barrel. Like, that vision's unreal right now.
They see everything. They don't see Sumail. Sumail looking for the chase down, but instead they found Saksa, able to chase, able to kill. A double now for Monet, looking for another, seeing if you can find a third. And just like that, they take them both down. No buybacks on any of those heroes for OG. They're gonna run into the Roche. It's a long spawn. Does that mean they just go up and try and take racks? I think so. Aster. We're seeing out reactions a heck of a couple of plays.
Now, the Earthshaker, they wouldn't know for sure, right? There was no buyback. They might know because of his items and everything, but they probably don't know. The Tiny they know is not coming back. That one's a guarantee. The Morphling they also wouldn't be sure if he has buyback right now too. He wants to make his way to this fight, but for now, Sumail is indeed under vision, just still hitting H's. So
trying to force out any type of reaction, any type of buyback, maybe realizing now that there isn't one. And instead, they're going to set their sights on these tier 4 towers. Do you go tier 4s against OG, or do you go for Roche? They're making a decision right now. Will it come back to haunt them? Dropping down as many of these little bullies over and over again. Sumail backs away.
I think they can end it. There's 30 seconds. They see the speed. They're hitting the buildings.
Turns forward. There's the ice blast. It comes down afterwards. Sumail dropping somewhat low. Waveform through. Doing a good chunk of damage. They have buyback on Tail, but it's only Sumail that's left. Swings, misses. GG called. Aster take game number 1.
Aster, oh man, I bet they're just going nuts right now.
Let's
get themselves the win versus OG, a team obviously double champion and still a very real threat here at TI, even if they didn't perform that well in the DPC, and they've been showing that. Still a very real threat here at TI, even if they didn't perform that well in the DPC. And they've been showing that in some of their games, too. To us, OG has looked like one of the better teams. Like, some of their strategies have been very scary versus their opponents here in this group stage. And now Aster taking the first game versus them in maybe not dominant fashion, but definitely convincing. I'm convinced on Aster. They're back.
I think so too. I was fully out on Aster. I was like, these guys
he was dusting cards. he was actually just getting rid of them last night. He's like, no.
But yeah, showing up and putting on a heck of a performance. That's the type of thing that like it's like a storybook thing, right? Like you can't play day one and then you have to sort of pull it back. And OG on the other hand, I would be shocked if they didn't come back with like a new set of drafts and put in like a heck of a better performance here in game number 2, because it's not that they necessarily looked bad, but there was a couple of slip-ups that was sort of uncharacteristic, because this team looked amazing yesterday, and coming in, lose their first game back again, all you wonderful people out there. Game number 2 of Aster versus OG. Trent, we had definitely an upset. I mean, I think that if you came into this tournament going in, people would be like, well, Aster's, a pretty good team. They did well in DPC consistently. Played pretty well in tournaments, I feel like, to some extent.
Online monsters.
Exactly. Things like that. But then, obviously, the situation happened with COVID. That's been talked to death, so we don't really need to go into that much. But having to play with 86, people, I think, were really writing them off. And now coming back in, I think it changes the dynamics a little bit about how people are going to look at these groups. And we got a question. What happens to this game number 2?
Yeah, to reference how chaotic their day was, we thought that they were actually playing with Mad right up until like the day before. Like they were scrimming with Mad, from what I understand.
Who, by the way,
hasn't played Pro Dota in many, many, many years.
He's 4.5k MMR.
Okay, but to be fair, he did used to play pro. So
he did.
Surely that must just be a maybe he wasn't playing.
Exactly.
We'll go with that.
So then they were like, no, we're going to get 86.
That sounds good.
And, you know, he was pretty well, I mean, he struggled. It felt like they were playing demoralized Dota was kind of what was going on. But now they're back. They take down the 2-time TI champions. Like, is there any bigger way to come back into it than that? I don't think so.
Other than beating LGD. That would have been hyper.
Right.
I'll give them that. But then again, they would be like, well, that's because they're in their region and stuff. So,
exactly.
Maybe that. So,
like, this to me offers more legitimacy to the team. Like, you could say, like, interregional shenanigans with that other thing.
True.
So,
well, good start then.
Definitely.
Can they do a game 2, though?
We'll see. Draft-wise, you know, it was very clear from the beginning what this goal was going to be from OG as soon as we got to the second phase. More Shaker, do it to it. On the Aster side, I thought that they would maybe try and go for a little bit of like a quicker pressure type lineup, but IO Ursa is still very strong.
Yeah, I mean, it is fairly fast, right? Let them like kind of move in as fast as they wanted. They could relax a little bit. I think overall what really helped them, though, was just like the vision, just like the Beastmaster. I feel like that was crazy.
That hero's nuts.
Yeah, a hero that, again, has been, I guess, undervalued, I would say. Has been nerfed, so you have to kind of like slowly build up the trust in the hero again after the nerfs like that happen, because it's always been a very popular and strong hero, but the vision game was just ridiculous.
Well, and the thing that you were talking about, too, right there at the end, where there was like that line of 3 wards at the end of the game, which like normally, you know, you have your wards a little bit deeper into the enemy side of the map, but I think what you're saying is the Beastmaster allows you to just be like, all right, well, I'm going to send one Hawk forward, and we're just going to keep vision of the central area instead. Yeah,
they played like a 2-3 zone of like 2 Hawks near the base, and then this line of 3 wards, just like covering entirely down the river. And what's so nice about that is that like you can also cover with sentries in these big, flat, open areas, and that's what caught Thompson.
Right.
That's what ended the game like twice in a row. It was just 2 deaths on Thompson like that.
Yeah, a very interesting way to play around that vision. I think also, I don't remember if he had the Hawk or not, but that lowers the cooldown of the Hawk as well. If he had the Shard on them, which you know what I was saying. You know what I was saying.
You're good.
My brain turned into mush a little bit.
I didn't hear any of those sweet dive bombs.
No,
so
those ones are cool.
I'm not sure if he did. Yeah.
But regardless, something to watch for in this. And I think going into this game number 2, the big question mark is, do OG just try and switch things up completely? Do we just go for like a Clinks play instead? I personally wouldn't go Morph Shaker if I was them. Not that they don't have confidence or something, but make Team Aster beat you with something else.
Wait, game 2. Did you guys want to actually like watch the draft? Do you want me to hit the button? I can hit the button. Ready? Yeah, sorry. I accidentally hit it with my elbow.
Got owned by production.
I forgot they can't hear me.
Unbelievable. Production handled you. So we go into this game number 2 now, and Aster with the first pick, but playing on Dire this time around. So a little bit of the old swapperoo we're getting here.
Okay, all right.
ET?
This fits our... Oh, no, this doesn't fit our theme.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Team Aster's turn to ban.
So this draft. OG, they're going to ban out the IO. Like, that was a part of what allowed that there's a lot of truth.
I think that also says that the Aster maybe thought they would. I'm just kidding. They're basically just saying like, we think they're going to ban our IO, so we want first pick because we think it'd be another very valuable hero.
Okay.
But I guess to be fair, OG had first pick last game and they went tiny, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if OG would have.
Ban.
I wonder if they would do an IO in their next matchup. Feel like. I do think they'll stick to their guns on the Tiny. It's got so much flexibility. It's come out here, but we'll see if it's there. Because now, with this puck
10
ban,
seconds
Tiny
remaining.
and Monkey King remain.
So that's the thing
5
I'm wondering
seconds
is if they
remaining.
leave both of them in, Aster just doesn't pick it. Or
Dire
like, what's
team
happening?
pick.
You know, like
Okay. But
Radiant
Boba
team
got like
pick.
invented Monkey, right?
yeah, you have
Like-
to do it.
This we're talking like, am I crazy? Like Boston Major, right? Wasn't that like the first like
DAC.
it was that long ago?
Yeah, DAC 20.
Radiant
A long time
team
ago, either
pick.
way.
Yeah.
Dire
This was basically his. So the potential for the Sport Monkey is there, and OG, well,
There it
they're
is.
bringing it back. We've seen this strat, and we win.
You know what? Like this actually makes me. I mean, groups are a different beast entirely from event, and this feels like a very group stage
10 seconds
movement where it's like
remaining.
we
Dire
have
team
our set
ban.
strategy that we do, and then when that set strategy is like not working out, we're going to go back to this other instead. And it's like a
Radiant
couple of
team
things that you're
ban.
throwing out there that are consistent, and then where you start like sort of changing things up and becoming. But this is like the other strat that we've been. Team Aster feel like they have an answer to Doom.
Oh, we had this earlier,
10
right?
seconds
Obscene's-
remaining.
The Doom versus the Tide Hunter, and Zai was struggling.
5 seconds
to try and hit
remaining.
the big Dooms there on the Tide because the
Dire
constant
team
coverage from
ban.
the Lotus Orb coming from the position 4 player there.
I mean, that was part of the problem with that game too. The Snapfire just got completely out of control by Zinq. So
Speaking of which,
I wouldn't mind seeing a Snapfire pick for OG.
yeah, we already know they like playing it. We know they like playing with this hero.
Yeah.
And it's got some tools for
10 seconds
you
remaining.
better know it. Help get people away. Just
5
4 step.
seconds remaining.
Monkey wants
Radiant
to sit
team
in his
ban.
like little ring. He's get like dive bombed. I think that a Snapfire ban here has to happen. But
it's must,
it's got it.
or you're just calling it.
Well, we
then
already
you
said
can
that.
call
Oh,
it. Yeah, we already know they won, so I guess they must
Exactly.
get snapped. That just makes sense.
10 seconds remaining.
How we should always. Like, well, that team's
5
gonna win.
seconds
So how are they
remaining.
gonna do it? Oh, they pick this and then they win.
Aster, are they deciding on much at this point? It's probably a 3 Doom, but I could see it as a 4. Monkey into a core roll. That could be done. It is, be remiss if we didn't mention China Doom.
Right.
I wouldn't say
Team
Doom has
ban.
much of a like big identity in either NA or Europe, but for years, China just loved Doom. They play Doom all the time. They play it in various roles.
Right. I think that Eastern Europe had a pretty strong presence as well for a while, particularly like the
10
had
seconds
as a greater
remaining.
Blade. I always remember that being a thing. But you're right. Like
I'm even thinking just like
five
in
seconds
pubs.
remaining.
Like
that's
not
a
even
good point.
teams.
Yeah.
Like their pubs have like just Doom everywhere for some reason.
Right. That's a fair point. I want to see again for anybody that he doesn't know that Bobica Monkey is such a classic. It's something that we kind of anticipate them coming out with, but we're not sure. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But Borax definitely very, very knowledgeable on the hero. Taking a long time with this last ban. I'm assuming trying to decide between Snapfire and something. Usually when you take this long for a ban, you don't take the obvious ban. You're going to run something else weird
Radiant
and
team ban.
snap.
Oh,
Believer.
because the Tiny's still in.
Exactly.
So just ban Tiny. You want Tiny? I guess they could want Tiny. They could just pick the Tiny out of this phase. So they could go Tiny. Yeah. So now, no, it can't be a Weaver ban because of Tiny. Because
10 seconds remaining.
they picks OG.
Yeah. So I think
5 seconds
So OG
remaining.
are picking Tiny now.
so.
So Tiny, I mean, that's what worked so well before, right?
The only thing is that
I guess they won't know their matchup
the other
until
thing,
very end.
if they go Tiny now, then you could potentially Snapfire as Aster, and I feel like Snapfire Doom strongly. I think that there's still a
but
lot of
Clink's Tiny.
flexibility. I get you. I hear you.
Radiant
Strong.
team pick.
And the Luna.
Yeah.
Don't want a similar hero to Clinks, right? They would say, like, we want to play this style of Dota with a bunch of stacks and ancients, and we're going to farm them. We don't
Dire
want you to,
team
at
pick.
least not to do it as well as we're going to do. And so, well,
Ooh.
so to perhaps reflect a Doom Lotus, but also maybe steal one too. They could outnumber your Dooms if they do a Lotus and a steal.
You get Doom.
10 seconds remaining.
You steal Doom.
There's
Five
there's a couple
seconds
here
remaining.
versus Ruby. Bad.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Aster now down. Of a Rubik and a Tidehunter. Feels like it could be a good Wraith King game, but I feel like a Wraith King with Port and a Doom position 3 feels a little
Dire
weird to
team
me. It's
pick.
like too. It's almost
That's the 5 they go for.
weird.
I think the issue is like it doesn't feel like you can go Disruptor. Because, like, you know, you think about another hero versus Tide, but that's kind of why you pick the Doom. So should you really double down? But Tree, well, I'm not a fan of the Tree 4s. That has not been convincing. But going for the Tree 5 means that they have quite a few options
10
for their
seconds
one.
remaining.
And without having last pick, they want to grab one of these very secure
5
mid laners,
seconds
right?
remaining.
There's 2 bans left on OG. Let's say they took like Terrorblade or Spectre instead of this Lina. Then there's a good chance you just see like Queen and Lina banned. So they want to grab that Lina. There's still some options here in terms of flexibility. This doesn't even have to be a mid Lina. Theoretically be a 1 Monkey, a 4 Lina, a 3 Doom. That's lane.
That's what I was kind of thinking about, and then you just like go my Towers alive. Strong carry out of the mid.
Dire team banned.
So, kinda cool.
Oh, no tail Tide or no tail Beastmaster. We're getting some sort of a mix of 5. Could also be the Tops and Tidehunter mid again, right? The
Oh.
Sumail Clinks.
There was a time. There was a
5.
time.
10 seconds remaining.
Sumail.
Five
What
seconds
that
remaining.
happens
The Fada style.
Yeah.
The mech. Mech's cheap again, guys.
I could see Tops in Plane B. You couldn't see Sumail playing Master with the way that this.
Depending on what the matchup is, they wind up throwing the Tide there instead anyway.
Yeah.
And also, Tiny is still.
Oh, we saw the Tops in Tide.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
that's
saying?
what I'm saying. Yeah. One of the 2 games, I believe, versus Alliance. I think he played Tide in one and Tiny in the other.
Watching like pubs stuff.
Mhm.
Who was it that saw that went the Tidehunter?
I believe that was Ame.
Radiant team banned.
3-3 was who I was thinking of.
Oh, he rushed it first and he used it for the dispel as an
Yeah,
off laner.
yeah.
Yes, yeah, that was 3-3. That was sick. That was a cool build. Shout out to 3-3. Nice build. Satanic early in the right game.
Mm.
That was nasty.
Right
10
now,
seconds
ban out
remaining.
the Nature Prophet. I like that ban a lot. If you're playing this tree,
5
sort of
seconds
one
remaining.
you don't get heroes that can all in your towers and just don't like.
Hater?
I'm a
Lina hater?
I'm a super big. She just
Dire
feels like
team
so
banned.
like gankable, and fragile. in late
Okay, what if they
stages of the
pick
game.
Faceless Void, though? This is a good Void game. You'd have Chrono. You'd have double bubble between like having Chrono as well as Overgrowth. Then you'd have some help with the
Radiant
Wukong's
team
command. It
banned.
gives Lina an easy way to hit.
I like
Wow,
the
man.
draft more.
Yeah, but if Lina has setup, Lina's good.
That's fair.
Dire team pick.
You ban that Spectre. I think
That's smart.
I thought it would be Spectre as some other big heavy. Oh,
Terrorblade.
Terrorblade, yeah. Terrorblade's not as good. Sure, probably some.
10 seconds remaining.
That Ags build has just been ridiculous.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, of course.
They're just like, yeah, okay, we'll just grab Tiny. And then, oh, gee, yeah, we know you're picking Tiny. Oh, I love
Jeez.
Dota. Saucy pick right there. They had so much time.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we know. Thompson with DK. But it's kind of a scary lane, right? It's a minus hammer from some right click lane. But it will be X Doom and famous Monkey. He's got enough in the tank to give them game number 2 as well.
Me in a weird position. 'Cause I feel like 2 of the most contested heroes we're going to be throughout this entire tournament is going to be Tiny.
Yeah.
Aster got them both.
Yeah.
I also feel like Tidehunter and Clinks are
talking to
like
me?
insanely strong, as we get Kyle in the ear there. And I kind of feel like they're going to be the ones with higher win rates than both Monkey and Tiny together. So I feel like OG should win this. I don't know. But at the same time, how do I bet against Monkey? Not take.
Tell you what I see. 9 heroes with some sort of a.
Okay. So who does?
That's pretty hype.
That is
Just
hype.
just Clinks. The only one. I'm counting Overgrowth. Guys, I just have to. I'm also counting Warsaw.
Sick.
So 5 stuns versus 4 stuns, easy Dota.
The Dota.
I mean, Aster just.
So game number 2, Aster
Time
just
for
gonna win it. We already
preparations.
called that OG was gonna win it, so take wherever you feel like as we go into this one. Several of the most picked and most banned heroes throughout the entire tournament. Made let through the entire draft phase. I feel like that's a little bit of a flex by OG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like take your Monkey King, take your Tiny.
Let's
We don't
see what
care.
we got. You know, obviously you're coming to a tournament expecting those heroes to be on the enemy team potentially.
Tell what ends up happening. Go into this one, and of course, one of the big things to watch for will be can they build up those stacks for Sumail and eventually take them down.
Yeah, we could run you guys through the game plan. If you missed that game, pretty much OG are extremely keen on getting as many ancient stacks as you can imagine for a Maelstrom rushed Clinks. And that's really all there is to it. And the way that they accelerate this Clinks is unlike anyone else at the tournament in terms of like how much they're dumping into their position 1. His XP is just absolutely out of control. And he just scales very, very quickly. Now, we didn't get a chance to talk about this because it just kind of happened snap pick at the end of the draft. But a Dragon Knight coming out this late, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Not a hero that is getting a whole lot of love these days.
No, but I think it fulfills very much the same role that we did that made it so strong before, which was that like point, click, stun, and just get it done. And also a hero that very rarely is going to lose the lane and end up in a terrible position. That being said, there is some danger with the Lina. Lina, a hero that can put on a ton of hurt, particularly if things get a little bit too far forward. But she, I would imagine Topson will be fine.
Looks like he's 2 and 3 so far at TL.
Okay.
Yep. 2 wins coming from Elephant and IG.
Sorry, friend.
See. Yeah, I think they just need like the jump in stun, right? This way, the Tide obviously is gonna have a very hard time going in first because it's a support Tide, pretty unlikely to be itemized towards a Blink Dagger on the early part of this game. So Topson's job will be to go in there, garner some vision for the squad, can also of course capitalize on the vision potentially of the Beastmaster to just get like straight up good initiations to lead it kills. But sometimes you gotta go in a little bit blind, and DK is a great hero for that.
They just pop that ulti, got the range. It sort of feels like what we saw from the commanders recently as well.
Yeah, and particularly when you have this persona.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Gives you strength.
Raise the moon. Process.
I need some Mirana games. I hear that spammed. That's a worthwhile investment.
So at least now, we talked some about the monkey support role. Seeing it go up against Tidehunter, kind of interesting there. There is a lot of potential for damage, but he's already used his Boundless Strike, dodges some of that damage with the Mischief, but will need to retreat away. Dodged both projectiles, Gush and the right click. Time.
Damn.
Cool. Secure kills pretty easily. Saksa gonna take some extra damage there. Push back. Trouble. Pulled away. Right clicks won't be enough to down that tree. But that's something that I'm maybe a little bit concerned about.
Yeah.
If they can actually sort of connect for kills with the Lina.
I guess ever since that item build of just like straight up Yules has gone out of favor, it's felt like a struggle. used to feel so simple. You just grabbed a rune, went, tossed someone up, they just died.
Longer.
But everyone wants to abuse the ridiculous right click she can have because, you know, in some of the theory crafting Dota, of course, she can be one of the best carries in the entire game. Right. When you do purchase up those big damage items, and so leading from the bots and the BKB lets you go into that path so much sooner than like some crazy late game like 90-minute transition, right?
Yeah. Well, and of course, then the problem that you're in. Who's actually making moves on the map, and is anybody able to do it? Like sit back and aim at the wrong time. Based upon OG's lineup, I don't think that they're going to allow him to do that. That's the other good thing about this DK is it's going to get pulled back in.
Bottom lane as well.
All the trees. Borax gets the first blood on No-Tail, but on the other side, OG able to claim one in exchange. So a 1-for-1 trade across the maps.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, while this tide's gone, now Borax gets the moment to just like run him down. The Jingu stacks, trade a little bit back there too.
Radiant
Very
structures
big win
have
for
been
them down bottom to
secured.
grab that kill. And then also all that punishment there. Now, this courier, no chance of dying too, so the boots will be delivered. Borax, that changes your game completely, support monkey game, right? Like doubles your effectiveness basically if you have boots and the enemy support doesn't.
Super annoying to play against. Makes it how much harder for No-Tail here.
He's got 50 MS over. Like, straight up just gonna jump all over him. You think Monkey, like, without the boots has done a lot, but Borax, he really values this early.
They're going on to Sumail. Oh, good slowdown there. That was needed. Instead, they turn their sights on the No-Tail. Needs one more hit. Builds up that regen. Borax, dodges
that
it.
was so good.
Mischief's still pretty good.
So now after this game, every Monkey King's gonna start buying brown boots, by the way. They all don't buy it, and all it takes is one game from Bulbagon, and they'll be like, oh, you buy boots? We got like 40-minute monkeys with no boots right now.
They gotta run away. Tree armor, keeping them survivable though.
Real talk though, it's all about what support you're versus. So
Okay.
I think that this is why it's so valuable here. I think it's an excellent read. It's a heavy investment, right? That's a lot of gold for a support player. Sumail down bottom. He's almost dead. He is dead.
看着自己浑身是汗。
Whoa! You know, it's a move. This ain't your grandpa's doom, all right? This guy's got phase boots and ring of protection. He has armor, all right? Common misconception. This guy, he's back in the armor department. A couple of those, you know, literally unkillable patches later. Hero's very scary.
It's incredibly strong. Doom is one of those heroes too that, like, you know, if you can get off to that hot start, and particularly like make these kills happen before level 6, it'd be deadly. Some trouble. Well, they make the rotation over, but the tree armor.
Oh god, you need this kill, man.
Dude, making the moves. The haste rune, they're trying to find this finish. White Album does a little juke, hide around, let him. Laguna Blade comes out, gives him the high five, and then the stun, the follow-up chase down. Wants to get him, but can't quite. Yeah.
That haste rune. So close to running out too. That ends just a moment sooner. He gets caught there.
Yeah, I'm still looking at this OG lineup and seeing the potential for ramp up and how quickly they can take down towers. But so far, Aster looking good, and even gonna doom down bottom. XXS just runs him down under the tower.
Around my neck.
Early free kill with Doom, all right. And that Midas is getting pretty close here, about 1,000 gold away.
Hobson? I guess that he's fine.
Yeah, he's just trading lane to Sumail. Sumail can now play a little bit closer to the Ancients and just be a bit safer in this mid lane, I feel.
I mean, something was needed because
So ended
Courier.
the sad
couldn't be
tale.
there anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you want Boots Thompson? Because he's...
Not gonna happen. But stun.
Remember.
White Album.
Yo, Aster.
Aster.
Another big lead early, 5-1 on the kills, and a scared Thompson.
I mean,
Huddling under the tower.
this is scary. This is a real big problem. OG, not where they want to be here in the opening of day 2
Radiant's middle
groups.
tower may need a hand.
I don't know. You end up losing O2 to Aster. Suddenly, you start to like. It was looking easy peasy for them, but there's some danger about like having to go into the lower bracket.
The key for them now will be finding this ramp-up strategy that they've had with the Clinks here. Sumail, he can't even get the stack off right now, actually.
I mean, that's still a lot of gold for him, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
He's a little bit too busy with these camps, waiting for the next barrage. Can't handle the Ancients at the same time. And he is close to Maelstrom, so soon.
Book's gonna scout these out. Borax moving around this area. Yeah, so
Oh,
now,
look at this XP split though.
yeah, if he can get some of that on the Monkey King.
Oh, he got
All right, well, I think 4X should be fine. Oh, no, he's in
TP
trouble.
in, dude.
Boundless strike. Does he get it? Oh, it hits on all the creeps, too. Wait a minute, he might just kill Sumail. Bobica trying to find the finish here, but the slowdown
No,
comes
please don't
in.
die after all this.
Oh, man. They try and bring him down. Eventually, they will.
That was going to be the sickest highlight ever.
That would have been so amazing.
This guy's brain is a little too big. It starts swelling.
Radiant's middle tower is not
I mean,
safe.
they need to bring in No-Tail to help out. No-Tail's the same level as Sumail. That's not a good thing.
No, it's
for,
really
OG.
not.
Radiant's middle tower may need a
This is the saddest farm I've
He's
ever seen.
tangoing. Like, what?
Dire's top
Wait,
tower.
can I barrage this thing yet? Like, please give me a Maelstrom. Oh, nice. Ocean Heart. Now let's go sit in the river.
Structures. Dire's top tower.
What is a boy to do? Well, his teammates are going to go up top and pressure this tower. Dragon Point for Thompson. Counter pressure on the bottom lane. It's only one hero at success, so that is a bit of a win for Aster. It's only a win, though, if they actually do something about this triple siege. And with their Train Protector, you hate losing towers, but this one's gone. And a Hawk was spawning on him.
Smashed into pieces.
I think he's gone.
Bottom
Just going to
tower
walk away
is
from
under
that one.
attack.
In the mid lane, they were able to take the tier 1 tower also,
Fortified
so
their
White Album
structures.
making action happen. Again, like the
Bottom
biggest
tower
comeback,
has a nasty
freaking Michael
situation.
Jordan moment. Who-like symptoms. Coming back and saving the day for Aster.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
There you go. Monet, though, does eventually get a tower for himself, so very well done.
Minutes. 1,000 gold lead. Aster trying to control this side of the map. OG. Hobson is sort of inhabiting that like Beastmaster-esque role. In this lane pushed out. Seb is the actual Beastmaster hiding away. You okay there?
Yeah. You know, they have a Beastmaster, so it's cool, but
No, I mean,
Seb's like, I got this one, guys.
Like, I want to do it for a little. I don't want to play DK. Who wants to play DK?
I don't know how fast they clicked it, or how fast they clicked it. Clearly, he did.
That's true.
He's into it. So, back towards the mid tower. Seb is going to wrap from the jungle. They actually planted this ward on their first attempt on the tower when they tried to dive onto the Lina, and it's been sitting there the whole time, giving them lots of good vision around it. So they know there's not a lot of defense currently planted here. Heroes now arrive. There is a Doom, and another great cut.
Dude, they saw him jump into that tree. What? The bait. It was all a bait. It was a ploy. They jump in. The Ravage connects onto all 5 heroes. And that might stop this. Yeah. I mean, Aster keeps their tower alive.
I feel like I'm okay with that trade. Support ultis.
Yeah.
All that matters is saving this tower, though. With the living armor, it is maxed right now. You do not want to lose your mid tower at 11 minutes. You can't. No way. Don't let it happen.
For Aster. Hold on.
Rocks.
They all spread out again and walk into the take, and that'd be really sad.
Well, they have the ward, right? So they're going to know if they do.
That's
The main issue, and Thompson is just not giving up.
Dude, look at this. I mean, everybody TP'd before, so he can actually kind of like pressure this here. And White Album Monet looking for a fight over to the side here. Gets it, lift, roar, jump, blown up. White Album caught by Seb, and Thompson not giving up, has a DD now. Somebody needs to come to address this. They're coming for you. Drops down the spray. And all those heroes
It's
that
gone.
TP'd in and they come in and take it back like this? That can't happen as Aster. Oh man, but Sumail? Doom, does he have dust? Nothing.
Everybody gets one. All right?
Yeah.
Next time he'll have dust. That's the lesson he learned. Stick, not worth it. Dust, worth it.
Dagger done for DK now. It's definitely a push lineup from OG. Pressure on. Beastmaster.
For you.
Got DK Beastmaster.
The tiniest cheer for OG. My crowd. Yay, the tower. We did it.
Radiant's bottom
Three
tower
tries, but it's
is under
gone.
attack.
It's kind of a I guess, inflection
Radiant's
point
top
game. It
tower
feels
is
like.
under attack.
It's Aster, like, you just sort of keep staying back and you need to try and make an aggressive move themselves. They've got this Doom that's like incredibly stacked up. Top net worth by a pretty wide margin.
I think you're all right, just chilling a little bit because you have this timing of Lina that you're mostly playing for, right? That's what we want to opt towards, is wait for that BKB to be the main issue. And I mean, Shadowblade on Tiny also, you know, it's going to appear sooner rather than later because it's going to be very active in these waves.
Mail. Chase, Ravage though. Oh no,
Nice
get him
defensive
again. Unreal by OG.
That was a big rotation, so if they only got the kill on Borax, that doesn't feel that great, but they're going to turn this into something else. They have a Solar Crest. They go right into the Roche pit.
Nice by OG.
Imagine if Smell died from this one. He is so low. 300 area.
And they don't have great vision in the area either, so OG, they're going to get this freebie. Impressive showing.
It's so important to turn those little ultis like that, you know, like save your carry kills, but they actually do something. Like, man, there's been discussions, like, you've seen a lot of the games today. When I check back on the totals, the team with more kills is just losing games.
Yeah.
Because these situations are happening where, like, the kills don't matter as much. Because people are more willing to, like, kind of roam around as 5 or even position 4 and just throw away their body to, like, get good vision, get maybe, like, D-ward a ward sometimes even.
Right.
Just do something for the team and give their 1 and their 2 a lot of space to farm on the map. You know, you can try and do that as Bobica. They're going for a little bit of a risky attempt on the kill that could have paid off big. That risk reward seemed okay, but they got punished very hard by just losing that Roche for nothing.
Well, and I think that felt like almost a plan execution. Like, put your heroes in a position on the map where it's like, okay, they go and gank Sumail, we're going to rotate as everybody to respond. This is on the side of the map where Roche is.
Yeah, where something actually happens if we do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's some stuff going on there. And look now, hello. Thompson jumps forward, blinks, finds the stun, but there's no follow-up afterwards. White Album gonna get that Laguna Blade out, trying to bring down Thompson. The tree armor, it's not enough. So that's Aegis down in exchange for the Lina. G find themselves a pretty good pick there.
Those axes, they just barely missed 4 axes.
They're gonna try and keep this tower alive, but OG got something to say about it. Missed the tree again. Bounce around everywhere here. Wrap coming from the Doom again for round 2. King ultimate down. There's the overgrowth afterwards. XXS moving into position. Thompson trying to back away. This Doom got his sight set.
They don't want to Doom him. They don't want to waste it.
To that DK, and a good breathe fire through onto all. Will eventually connect, and now the chase down. Able to connect onto no as well. And XXS barely living through this one. 65 HP does get brought down by Soxa on Borax, but nonetheless, it's getting very close here.
Yeah, that certainly could have been worse. Now they want to use that ward that Bobica dropped down during that fight. Try and capitalize on the Seb.
And again, pulls him in. Abba, toss, done. Can White Album find another? Thought about it. Dangerous.
Haste. 8-6, big wins here. Kills on the Lina and the Doom. Pump up their net worth. And Soxa trying to hang around and be a bit cheeky here with the Dragon Slave and the Fade Bolt. Wants to catch this next wave and actually wants to catch Alina on it. No Tail's coming too. She's keeping up her movement speed though with the LSA drop down. Means it's not available for a defensive stun, but it keeps her moving fast. Not once.
Go back. No Tail. Looking TP away. Is it enough? No. No Tail. Gets the finish there. And another death onto White Album.
Thought he'd play there by like TV right away. Force Ravage might even still get out after. Yeah, potentially, but Link's being there, no way that you're gonna survive there. Now No Tail, excellent D-board there. Kind of knew where that play came from. That killed Seb. They likely had vision. So very interesting to watch OG just go right back for this Beast Smash, which of course they loved so much on this team for a long time. And after seeing that last game, I'm sure thought things like, you know what, I think that game was a lot easier with all that vision.
Jump. Some trouble. Abba toss Ravage interrupting, trying to take it onto 3. Feud is there though, and the chase down will continue. They get one, can they find any more? Taking couriers down even. No Tail gets jumped on. Sumail decides to turn to fight, but Borax just gets obliterated. Was way too much damage. Now, one thing to watch for, White Album is moving into the area and has a bottled DD.
The Faye grenade. He's tracked. They know.
Thinking on him. Sumail's right on top of him. The wrap is coming. Sumail has to be careful here. He's getting trapped on. They scan, they catch him, and there it is, the DD out! Sumail steps too far and ends up getting punished. Now Saksa getting chased as well. Gonna go for the toss play. Nicely done to throw in XXS. And OG just getting a little bit too far forward.
Stolen.
Soxy even just accepting his fate there by faking the creep play. Yeah, I'm dead. Go for some last hits though, if I could, please. 3x kill streak we had too. That's just been passed over to Monet. So Monet now second on the net worth by 200 gold over top of Sumail, and the big winner, the breadwinner as it were, for Aster. Quite giant. Even for a Doom, he's up there right now. Team up point for the Shivas. Help the team out versus the Clinks. I think right now the Ravages haven't looked that frightening. Obviously to support Tide, but like mostly I'm thinking the actual combination. Things that you can do during the Ravage. I feel like they're getting really big Ravages, and then they all get unstunned, and like the axes flew through them all. And I was like, whoa, woo, scary. But they need Clinks, right? They need the big damage. They need a barrage comboed up with this Ravage before they get the big guns.
And it's almost maybe like a type of situation where you might have to play some like the old Clinks. Go for like a pickoff or stumble side initiation thing with a Master Roar, what have you. Because he is all of their damage. The unfortunate problem with this is that if he shows success, he's got a target. There's only one he needs to hit, really. 8-7. It's 5,000 gold lead. OG stuck waiting to get in towards the next rush. Look at that Scotty next.
Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests.
Gotta keep up your speed, you know.
The noise is just so out of place.
There's quite the difference. I mean, typical to OG, the camps being stacked quite heavily for themselves. Well known for that as a general keystone to how they want to play.
That is the type of play together energy. Also, you tend a lot of assists come out from them, but this game at the very least, they're going to go for a quick kickoff here. White Album would be a great target. Up. The Hawk, it's a little bit scary.
Inching away here.
I know, they're waiting for an opening. I mean, how many times have we seen fights from OG right in this area and they just go terribly around?
Against this tower, it's going to be max HP.
This could be bad. Zaz spots him right at the start. Looking for it, gets the Doom off. In some trouble, overgrowth afterwards. The rest of the team's TP'd in, but they won't save him. He's done.
XXS grabbed the kill in the end. Not a great steal. I don't know, it depends. I guess in this game, it actually is pretty good for Saksa. You tend to think of like these
Dire's top tower is under
these
attack.
big like fight turning spells, but in the way that they have to play right now, the tree dance is pretty nice to have. Oh, hello.
I see.
Coming back. This is a long. He knows there's no boundless strike, but this is kind of scary.
Oh, they got him though. Oh, he jumps
They
down.
have the Ravage, dude. No tail just in.
Backing out now. Shadowblade back out of there. Drops down the Sentry Ward.
Spots Thompson's rotation through, so they're just out of there. And they still have the backable White Album back here.
Good play. Another instance of Aster pulling up around the map a little bit.
No, take that.
I'm unclear what the game plan is now for OG. Like, it still feels like it's the same type of thing, which is just get Clinks huge. It's not like we're not seeing that acceleration. They haven't been able to do it as well.
He has spent a lot of time trying to get to fight. Feels like fights are happening and he's just like running his way there by the time he gets there.
This as enough to have a toss dead. Thompson, oh, maybe not, having spoken too soon. Thompson backing out of there. Oh, and he eventually burns down. And then the big jump in for 4X. Hits him, jumps the other tree, gets off the Wukong's command.
Sumail threw 2 right clicks on Heroes and hit a neutral camp during that fight. So running the whole way there. That's kind of been his experience this game. The need to be there as a threat, but then his ally still dies.
Now the break, the chase, the kill. Aster just running circles around OG right now.
Ownage in.
Radiant's top tower.
And now XXS chasing with the vision from the Shiva's guard. Get out of the trees.
Oxley knows right where he is. Gonna connect. The TP animation even finishes off basically there. Everybody dying all across the map. OG just don't have an answer. They haven't for the last couple minutes.
Sumail's just not even sure what to do. He's running around the mid lane here. Gonna try and clear out this wave and maybe think about invisible with their ancients. I feel like he knows that that's the part of the map where they're not playing right now.
Right.
Because his own ancients are just gone.
Start stacking stuff up there. Reveals himself.
Start a fight. They've ultied on the DK. They got to engage.
This is not going to work. There's no way this is good. Sumail trying to run away. Lana taking some good damage, but the root is out. Monet, Ava, toss. Thompson wanted to go for the stun. They still managed to kill in the duration of Monet being stunned. BKB from White Album. They back away.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Nothing left here for OG. They've got to find a way to make Sumail like have the damage he needs. It's just not happening.
They actually just can't find a play. They keep trying. And, you know, last game we credit a lot of that to the Hawks and the vision that Aster had that allowed them to sort of play this style of them being ahead, feeling like they're in control of the match, and that OG are struggling to really make the moves. Well, OG have the Beastmaster, they have the Hawks, and they still can't get anywhere. Because, again, Aster have chosen a different route for their vision. They've got this Kovica Monkey King, and he's really helping them in that regard with not only like the actual tree dance vision itself, but the placements that he can get on these wards have been pretty sneaky throughout the game. True. Right now, he probably has a few stacked up. I don't see any wards down on the map for them right now. And I got a couple of them killing on trees, or chilling on trees. So I'd like to see a couple more wards out here from Borax as we prep for this Eggs Shard Roche.
Well, game has slowly but steadily continued to favor Aster, and Doom now has been at top of the net worth for a very long time, going towards that refresher next. Gonna smoke up, getting ready to head in for this fight around the Roche pit.
Trying to kill a Hawk, boundless strike. Notail looking for a potential 4-staff Ravage, but needs to make sure the allies are there to follow up. Seb might lose the smoke here with the Invis Tiny.
Oh, blinks down.
Vision? Do they have any vision?
They don't. They have nothing. They see Seb, reveals himself now, jump in, hook stomp, able to connect, roar is out. They have buyback and he ends up going down. There's the no-tail Ravage. It comes out and connects. They have the buyback on the Rubik. White Album gonna retreat away, but they're saving the buyback on the Doom. So no Tidehunter. I think that they don't want to buy back if they don't have to. And stun out. There's the buyback. Now he's going to come into this fight. Able to get the stun there. The boundless strike onto Sumail. Controlled, rooted, in some trouble. The jump forward, the catch, and the kill. Thompson's going to fall. And now they find the Beastmaster. Lift up afterwards, though. Coming from Soxa, trying to buy a little bit of space. But it is all for naught. As Aster stream into the Roche pit, win the fight, and now going to claim the prize.
Kind of felt like they just weren't respecting Monet there. I mean, they felt like any sentry they placed just gets destroyed, but they didn't know. Tiny's just lurking there. Invis. How are you going to get a good fight when that happens?
Maybe they thought that he didn't have buyback too on the Doom potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
But regardless,
Dire's middle tower is
Aster
under fire.
take full advantage here. Now, 2,000 gold lead. With the Aegis in hand, Sumail going back to finish off these Ancients, hoping to salvage something.
Yeah.
That's like literally it.
And of course, another Invis tool upgraded here with the White Album Silver Edge available, which is just bad news for Notail again. Now we'll have one on both the Tiny and the Lina. And, you know, Ravages, just let them rip at this point if you're tied. Just hope you get it off, right?
Go.
Just mash that Arky as fast as you can.
Just Ravage right now. Maybe he'll hit him. Why not?
Just like last game, far down. Yeah, you know, 25-ish minute apart last time, I believe, when they did the same play. Notail had to buy a gem. Purchases one once more. It means that one death is just going to cost you so much more, but you have to find some way to know what they're up to. In this case, you just got to get rid of their sentries so you can keep some on the map to stop these Invis initiations.
It's so devastating.
Can't win a war without money.
Can't move out and have any vision. And I will say that this Aster lineup, I mean, props to coming in with a plan. They've done great. Oh my god, and they caught him again. Sumail trying to back away. No Tail taking the brunt of the right clicks. Will eventually fall. Now, can they get out of here with them? At the Vision, LSA. Barely getting home. TP to the tower. Oh man. I will mention that things have, there's been a few less chat wheels I've been noticing over the past couple of minutes here.
Very interesting.
I don't know how that happened.
Monet's been on it. Still chat wheeling, so it's fine.
True.
He's got it covered. Making up for it.
22, what a game. Aster. This Doom looks really good. This hero's gonna, like, with more 4 protect 1, I actually really like the idea of it sort of taking off a bit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Radiant's top tower is getting
You
whopped.
could just eliminate this one giant hero, especially the way that OG specifically have been trying to play this. Like, they're even a little bit more balanced, I would say, this game than usual. But maybe that's just because Sumail's so much further down. You kind of expect him to be like 22 or something right now. Not so much 15K.
Radiant structures are
They're going to start walking up and hitting that tier 3 tower. You can see the comparison here.
is under attack.
Very much. So far, still all of the bulk of the damage on Sumail, but it's just so many different places on Aster, it feels like. You get a ton from Monet, a ton from White Album, XXS as well.
You can't beat that building damage. Or step in. Trying to get a little bit of punish there, but low stuff to check. Monet can just go back to hitting towers. He has 2 minutes of Aegis, so
They're just splitting with Sumail. He is not here.
Tower is on its way further down.
Back away for a moment. We approach this 30-minute mark, just pass it. Bounty Rune's going to be claimed. It does appear that Aster are going to play it a little bit safer. Go for a smoke play, get the rune, head out.
Haste!
pretty much a defensive smoke here, just to give themselves a little bit of a boost out. And you know, if there are wards in this area, not necessarily let OG know where they're off to, because this is a classic example of when your enemy wants to smoke on the radiant. Like, they're even gonna smoke right now.
Oh my god, they found him.
Sumail,
he's done.
Best case scenario right here. Wow. He is fast though.
And chased down.
Not fast enough.
Not even close. Wait, a fight though brewing over in the jungle.
They don't want it anymore.
Yeah, they gotta run away.
You've been begging for, Archer.
Take the outpost away. Aster, no mercy.
They are crushing them. They have OG's number. I don't know who was doing the study up or whatever, but this is clear domination coming up from Team Aster.
Game number one, it looked at moments like it could have gone either way, but Aster came out with the victory. Game number two, not particularly close.
Team Masters.
Oh, there it is.
What it is.
It's done. Still, the tree armor is there. Monet does not appear to care. Has the BKB ready if things get a little bit too dicey. 25 seconds left on this Aegis. OG, if they could, would love to be able to find a kill on this right as that Aegis is about to expire, but Aster not going to give him that opportunity.
I feel like they're the kind of team right now, like they have so much confidence. I wouldn't be surprised if they just held high ground there and went for a fight, but they have a ward down. They're actually spotting this movement in from Seb and Thompson. If they want to go back and engage,
But now they're walking
they have
their
a chance.
ward.
Did they just smoke under the ward?
They
They
did.
de-warded it first, though, to be fair.
OG have a ward over in this area where Aster are running away from. So that will be a retreat. White Album on the other side of the map. Do they hold this high ground here? See right now, the Bobica movement has just been all over this plate. The whole freaking map, basically.
No, his name should change to Double Doom when you
Okay.
because he's no longer just Doom.
Yeah, that's right. I like that.
It is there. It's ready. Aster just like a flowchart Dota. They're going through their list here. They know that once you complete this, you move on to this, you follow the little arrows, and you just do exactly what you're supposed to. And eventually you'll win the game with Dota. Now, mind you, OG are the masters of sowing some sort of confusion and and some conflict into that initial plan. And they want to get out there, maybe peep with. Or for some reason, 4 of them are like in your triangle, but you never expected it. That's the kind of stuff that they're up to. They're gonna need like 8 of those plays to come back into this game.
There's a way.
Yep.
I'll find it. We'll see though. It actually ends up happening. Oh, Sumail. Oh. Wait, do they have a Joker?
They have a lot of heroes.
Trying to bring him down to Abathon. Oh, man, and XXS gets the stomp. Will eventually die. That's going to come at the price of Sumail's life as he gets jumped on and taken down. But it did get the Doom.
Wasn't a trade, unfortunately, and the fact that it's Clink's being gone is a pretty serious issue for all OG. I can't believe that Dota Plus Limit, actually, their percentage went up. At 25% chance.
Really?
That is way too high. I don't know Dota Plus.
That's crazy.
24 now. I can't say I agree with that one.
They must think that Clinks is just really good at horrible building. I don't know. Tiny's really bad or something. I don't know what's going on there with Dota Plus. But, must know something we don't, because this looks very good for Aster. 21,000 gold.
Yeah, and you see him on a 509. Now he's a blink.
Yeah.
So, much easier to play your game as Tiny. You're not as reliant on your allies. And when OG is going to wind up in a situation where they're like cutting waves and going out, making individual plays around the map, the Blink Dagger is going to allow Money to catch out some of these plays, but at the same time, move around the map a little bit faster to try and counteract.
Radiant's middle tower.
Pressure next, likely to come each of the lanes and then down the mid one from Aster, but gotta wait for that Doom to really make a concerted effort. It's a little bit scary going in without the Doom, even with the Clint dead. You get isolated. Still a Beastmaster roll. State yet? I don't think so.
No, not really.
Yeah. Trying to go for a Shadow Blade for Seb.
If it's kind of just walking around.
You talking to me?
We got 2.5 minutes left on this Roche respawn here. And OG. Again, on Verge. Poorly. Dropping down 2-0. Here. Going. Is it a bait though? Thompson feels himself. There's the break right at the start. Jump out, but the pull away.
Oh, that's a defensive ravage though.
As long as we stay
That
positive.
does not feel good.
That was a shard pullout.
As long as we stay
The
positive.
Rubik. Not a bad way to sort of deal with that monkey kick fact. I actually think that that might be. I mean, that's pretty big.
Yeah, the photo is good. Yeah, 100%.
Tail tries to back away. The armor not going to be enough to keep him alive.
That tree just smacking him.
Yeah. The living armor stolen by Sox is good, but I don't think it's going to be enough here.
Radiant's middle
Trying to keep this tower alive, trying to keep his allies alive, but Monet just hits
just
too hard.
their structures.
And with
Dire's
Doom
bottom tower is on
in
its
tow,
way.
Aster ready
Fortified
to
their
assault high ground,
Radiant's
even
middle
before they
tower
end up
may
coming
need
in with the
Radiant's middle tower
Aegis. So
is
they're going to
fallen.
take that tier 2 and now back up, hold this high ground here. What's the play for OG? Like, I honestly don't know where the hell you go with this one.
You need to look for deeper vision, right? We need to find some way to get the Hawks in solid spots and maybe utilize some smokes just for good wards to play around the Roche pit. I would say stalling out at this point to where the Roche is now returning without losing your racks is a win for OG.
Okay.
Sure, the net worth is still escalating in Aster's favor, but it's not at a place where it has really changed that much of the percentages in terms of you winning the fights. We're moving like 3 or 4 points, but if you lose one of these fights, you know, suddenly you're at like a 5% chance game or something, especially if it's any fight near the actual Roche pit. So Aster in response, they've moved near the Roche pit where one would expect them to prep and set for it, and they're just smoking up. They're just waiting until OG shows somewhere.
Dire's bottom tower had a tragic
They're going to show
ending.
bottom. And obviously still no Lincolns online at all for any of these heroes. The TP.
Oh no.
Fast
Oh no.
And they'll catch one.
Nice wait.
Rocks in your head.
No panic there from Bobico because he had the vision on the Rubik and he just kind of sat there like, no, he's fine. He's not going to get out.
Bonds. Really should know that this isn't online now. Timing of it for late. Aster. Alba.
Kill they need. blink on Seb, but it's not on distance.
That would have been huge.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Lincolns, right? So what can he actually do?
You had to like force. Yeah, with the force though.
Yeah. They actually don't have an answer to those two heroes. That's a problem.
Oh.
I mean, he needs like a neutral item.
The big problem, Monet gonna go in and get this one for free.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They will head on in to the pit. Take it on down here. He's gonna drop these pumps of damage just in case anybody from the side of OG shows up. But this game, and again, this just sort of turnaround, playing with your players. You know, it makes a difference.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
it turns out.
is
You know,
not on
the
top
ones that you've been
of-
scrimming with and practicing with and spending an entire TPC tend to gel together a little bit better.
Dire's middle tower is
You know what's not gelling with me this game? What's that? This snap pick DK Thompson that they made look like it was just the bees. Like, oh yeah, we knew you guys were
Dire's
gonna
middle
take that
tower
tiny.
is under
We
attack.
wanted Thompson on the.
Yeah, it was weird. It just like
It got the towers. I think it did help versus the tree, right? Because that makes sense. Is that you're trying to knock down some of these
Dire's
earlier towers,
tower is on
but
its
the ones
way
that
further
really
down.
mattered, they weren't able to knock down very.
it felt like the game was lost over by the Dire outpost over and over again. There were so many fights that happened there. Granted, this one's not completely over, but it is so difficult for OG to win this. They're gonna have to win like 3 fights, and that's basically gonna pull them back.
Items that they want.
Look out for
Wanting this Lincoln Sphere, trying to keep him safe from the Doom. Of course, he might just Doom you again. You never know.
True.
Trail's just trying to find some farm here, but at what cost?
Blades, that's not going to be enough. The Doom gets off. The Lotus won't be enough to keep him alive. As wait, the pull off to the side, not going to be enough. And it's White Album chasing. Seb also in some trouble. Tosses off to the side. Lanham getting involved with the tree toss into the tree toss with the tiny and the tiny.
As long as we stay positive.
It was pretty well played.
Feels like OG are just constantly attempting. I mean, I said that stay positive. Eventually, we'll win.
Yep.
Maybe that's gonna work. I think Aster probably feeling right now going, and the replay there just he doesn't feel like he has a choice. Good Lotus, right? Excellent down there. Help protect himself going in there.
One last round potentially. We'll see as they go on in, set their sights towards high ground. No Tail thinking about it. Gets doomed. Oh, it was the second one, and he might even have another in a moment. As does still have that refresher shard in the backpack, but no Ravage, no buyback. Aster
He wants it.
streaming in and ready to go. They get buyback just now from No Tail. So we're hoping for it. Thompson is out there. There's the refresher shard. Immediately out with the Ravage, but to no avail. Where is the follow-up damage? OG don't have it. With no clicks, there is no game. And with no game, you best call GG. As Aster take down the 2-time defending champions in a moment here. Because I don't care how much you buy back on the DK and the Rubik, they're not going to stop these guys.
Radiant's middle
Eyes on the prize. Aster finishes this one off and take it down in the end. Incredible play from this team. They take them down 2-0.
Actually, they just broke so many predictions for today.
That's crazy.
Even after game 1, I was thinking like, OG will bounce back.
Exactly.
I don't think they're gonna get 2-0. Like, but Aster.